Hi, I'm Bob Troush, one of the founding members of CHAT, Chico Housing Action Team, and I thought we'd give you a kind of an update of what's been happening with CHAT, especially since the coronavirus has started, and also a lawsuit has started against our Simplicity Village. As many of you know, Simplicity Village was stopped by a lawsuit. We were so excited that we were going to be able to build 33 tiny homes and have a community, behavioral health being on board, gardens, and so many wonderful things we had planned. Unfortunately, a member of our community felt that it was not the right place and started a lawsuit. We were positive that we were in the right. What we were doing was really important to the community. We had tremendous community support for that. But we also realized the money that has been donated to CHAT to build Simplicity Village was not intended to fight a lawsuit and have two attorneys being paid to do that for us. So we've backed off of Simplicity Village. We haven't given up. We're still looking at other properties right now. We have some prospects that we're looking at. We're working with the city on some others. We're actually working with the county on another piece of property. We're looking at a possibility of a purchase. So we have many, many things going for us that we're working with. We know also that across the country with coronavirus, that it's not good to be housing people close together, like in a shelter. So we know that there's other answers out there. We see it now all across this country. We see Simplicity Village type villages starting to be built, where actually people have a little tiny home that is theirs. So we're really excited to see that happening, because it really is the answer to housing people. And now when we see a pandemic like we're having right now, one of the answers for that certainly is to house people, and that's what CHAT is all about. So Simplicity Village hasn't gone away. As many of you know, about 6.5 years ago, we started CHAT. And at that point, we started a safe space program where we brought people in the evening and fed them and housed them for the night, and then in the morning they had to leave. Our goal, though, was always to house people for 24/7, to get people into housing off the street on a permanent basis and help them reintegrate back into society. After safe space, after we spun that off, we started a program where we actually are housing people. We have now 46 houses in this community. We have over 150 people off the street. The neighbors don't know it. All they know is that there's someone living next door. We make sure that the gardens are maintained. We totally take care of the houses. We have what we call a master lease program, where the landlord will lease the house to us. Then we find people that we feel are ready to move inside. We move them inside. Again, we surround them with services, make sure that they're safe, secure. We bring food once a week to help them with their costs. Because what we've discovered is that most of the people that are living on the street do have some kind of an income. It's really interesting. It may not be much, $900 to $1,100 a month. Many of them have Social Security, SSI, SDI, so they can afford to be inside in a room. They can't afford rent. They can't afford first, last, and security, but they can afford a room. So we put people in, and again, we surround them with services. We also now have started buying our own houses when we can afford it, so that we can control the rent that people are paying, and we know that going into the future we don't have to worry about losing those homes. We also have a HUSH program where we've taken 13 families off the street. These are just families that are in crisis. We're again surrounding them with services to make sure that they're successful. We get them inside, we help them with everything from food to child rearing to getting them medical services if they need them. We've even have people help them learn how to cook. So we really work hard with our HUSH program as well to make sure those people are successful. We also have just recently started a CHAMP program where we actually have a grant to house 30 families that were burned out on the ridge. And again, we're going to be surrounding them with services.
Where do you want me to put it?
And she scanned me for just 99 cents.
Where do you want me to put it?
We have a great collaboration with Chico State and now Butte College to house students who are in crisis. They're living in vehicles, they're living in other people's homes, on couches. So we worked out a program where we house them, we bring in services, we bring in food once a week to them, And for them, it changes their life dramatically. It changes everything about their safety, their security, their grades. Everything that happens to them is enhanced and made better by being able to get off the street. So we have lots of irons in the fire that we're looking at this point, but without the support of this community, chat can't go on. If there's someone out there with land that they're willing to sell at a reasonable price, if there's someone out there with skills that we could use, like architects and engineers, to help us design the things that we're looking at in some of these properties, we also need money. That's a reality. I know times are bad right now, but chat works 24/7. I would venture to say people can't imagine the number of hours that our volunteers put in every single week. And if we continue, by the end of the year, we'll have over 200 people that we've housed off our streets and out of Paradise. What we have to do is figure out what the positive things are to do to make sure that Chico becomes better, that we house more people, we get people off our streets, we make our community stronger and better and safer. And that's our goal.